Our next story is about Shehbaz Sharif, the Prime Minister of Pakistan. His sons are in deep trouble. One faces a political challenge, the other a legal one. Let me introduce them. This is Hamza Shahbaz Sharif's elder son. Currently, he's the Chief Minister of the Punjab province, but he'll have to step down soon. And this is Suleman Sharif, the younger son, a businessman by profession and a proclaimed offender by law. I'll tell you why in a bit. First, let's talk about Hamza. He lost the provincial Bypolls in Punjab. His party won just 4 out of 20 seats. 1 seat went to an independent candidate. Who do you think got the rest? Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, PTI, that's Imran Khan's party. The PTI has turned the tables in Punjab. It has decimated the PML-N, Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, that's the ruling party of Pakistan. So the PTI has taken back the province of Punjab, which basically means that Hamza Shahbaz will no longer be Chief Minister of the state. The PTI is celebrating. And understandably so. Every win counts in politics, and this one was a matter of life and death. The party's political future was on the line here. The PTI could not afford a defeat. Plus, Punjab is Pakistan's political heartland. They say the road to the centre, to Islamabad, goes through this province. What happens here could have a direct bearing on the national election. So for the PTI, this victory is a mega shot in its leader's bruised arm. It gives legitimacy to Imran Khan's claim to Islamabad. For the PML-N, the ruling party, this defeat could make its other shoe drop. It could lead to a potential fall in Islamabad. And I'll tell you why I say this. With the exception of Islamabad and Punjab, the PML-N is not in power anywhere else. It has been wiped out from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It's non-existent in Sindh. And it was never active in Balochistan. Punjab used to be its turf. Now Punjab too has gone to the PTI. The PML-N has conceded defeat. This is what Hamza's cousin and PML-N Vice President Maryam Nawaz posted on Twitter. I'm quoting, PML-N should openly accept the results, bow before the will of the people, identify its weakness and leave the rest to God. Leave it to God, she says. What about the army? In Pakistan, it's the army that decides who wins an election and who comes to power. It's an open secret. It always has been. What has changed now is the fact that the army is being called out. Their role is being discussed openly. Their interference in political matters is making headlines. So while the PTI celebrates its win in Punjab, some see the army's hand in it. They say the PTI was allowed to win so that the army could appear fair and neutral. Honestly, it's very hard to tell. As of today, this election result is a boost for the PTI and a setback for the PML-N. The Prime Minister's elder son is losing the CM's post, and his younger son is in a legal soup. We told you his name, Suleman Sharif. A Pakistani court has declared him a proclaimed offender. What for? For failing to respond to the court summons. He was summoned in a money laundering case worth $74 million. This is related to a sugar scam. The Sharif family was even said to be involved in this. Now, Shehbaz Sharif and his sons apparently hid their dirty money at sugar mills in the Punjab province. They deposited ill-gotten wealth into bank accounts of their staff at sugar mills. That is the charge against them. All of this is said to have happened when Shehbaz Sharif was the Chief Minister of Punjab. They're now being brought to book. The son has been charged. The Prime Minister, Shehbaz Sharif, could be next. At the moment, he's struggling with the economy. Last week, his government secured a $6 billion IMF bailout. This week, they're trying to gather more funds. They're looking at $4 billion. Reports say Pakistan is trying to get $4 billion from quote-unquote friendly countries. Their finance minister has been quoted as saying, we think that we will get $1.2 billion in deferred oil payment from a friendly country. We think that a foreign country will invest between $1.5 to $2 billion in stocks on a government-to-government basis. And another friendly country will perhaps give us gas on deferred payment, and yet another friendly country will make some deposits. That's too much friendliness, won't you say? Does Pakistan even have so many friends? Well, we're not sure about friends, but they do have a couple of masters like China and Saudi Arabia. In fact, Shehbaz Sharif has invited the Saudi Crown Prince to Pakistan, and reports say the invitation has been accepted. No prizes for guessing what they're angling for. Friendly investments. But you know what they say about friendship and money? They're like oil and water. They don't mix. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.